guys, welcome back to my channel. So today the video that I have for you is my acne story. I never thought I would be sharing a story like this, but I decided to show my journey with other people, just to share what I've been through emotionally, physically, and hopefully with what I'm telling you guys, helps you out. I didn't write everything exactly what I was going to say. I did just put a little bit of the topics that I want to talk about, but it's not word for word. Pretty much everything that I'm going to talk about is coming from the inside of my heart, because I feel like if I write it down, I'm going to sound like, I had all this planned. But I think it's better just speaking from my heart and being 100% honest with you guys rather than writing my words down. I want to just talk about what's coming from in here and just like what I've gone through. And I do apologize if I do look a little tired. I have been going through a lot. There has been like a death in my family, and I do have some other situations personal going on, and let me just say that when it rains, it really does pour. But thank God I am feeling better from my acne. And that's why I'm on here, because I want to share how I think it started and where I'm at now. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully it's not too long. And if this is something that can help you, then enjoy the rest of my video. So this is the way I think it started. Back in 2015, I don't know, I'm just weird like that. When it comes to shots and needles, I have never been afraid when it comes to those things. My mom went to a little, it was like a little clinic, I guess, but it was held inside those little like trailers. And she went to go get a shot for, it was for like a vaccine for the flu. And I remember I just joined her. They asked me, hey, you want one? And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I got the shot. I came home that night. I didn't feel anything different. And I know that people shouldn't get that shot if they're allergic to like eggs. And I've never had that allergy before, so I just didn't think anything of it. So I ended up going, I got the shot, I got back home, and as soon as like the night came around, I started feeling very itchy, and I started getting like some type of hives. I had no idea what it was. I've never had hives in my life before. So I ended up taking like an allergy medicine, and it just didn't do anything. So, being so close to the border and coming from a Hispanic family, they said, hey, like, let's go to Mexico. Let's go to a doctor over there and see what they have to say. So I went to the doctor. She checked them out, and she said she had no idea what it was. Obviously, like, there's some doctors over there that don't do blood draws. They kind of just guess at what you might have. And they ended up giving me an antibiotic. I will put the name on the bottom here. So they gave me the antibiotic, and I ended up taking it for a few days, and it wasn't really going down. And I had no idea why I had those. So it was just a hard time because I didn't know what was going on, and I just thought maybe it was an allergy thing and it would go away. So yeah, so that happened. Slowly, I guess it just started going away. And I remember that there was days that I was having frequently that I would have a bunch of little bumps on my face, and they were itchy, they would become red, and just they were tiny. It looked like a rash. And then the next day, I would be flawless again. So it was just weird because I was having those episodes. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I kept thinking to myself, like, okay, whatever, it might be just allergy. I couldn't think what was going wrong because I've never been allergic to any type of foods. So, and I wasn't doing anything different when it came to my skincare. So that kept happening here and there. And I decided, okay, this is not right what I'm going through. So I ended up going to my primary doctor. When I went to my primary doctor, they went ahead and they did blood draws. and it turned out that I had a hormone imbalance. And during that time, I had no idea, you know, how you can have PCOS and all these other things with hormone imbalance, how it can really mess with your body. During that time, I didn't have any knowledge when it came to that stuff. So when he told me I had a hormone imbalance, he told me I had high testosterone. Like, I was like, okay, fine with it. I didn't think too much of it. I was happy because he actually gave me a medication, which is spironolactone. And I'll put it on the bottom here, how it's spelled. So he gave me that medication. It was a low dosage, 25 milligrams. And that's something that's used to treat high blood pressure. And at first I was a little iffy about it, but I was kind of desperate. So when you're desperate, you take things, you know, you want to feel better. You want that to clear. So I ended up taking that medicine for, you know, I was taking it for a while. And in my mind, I thought to myself, this is going to help. This is going to take it all away. So I kept taking that medicine, kept taking it. And then I kind of bumped into another problem. And that was in the end of 2015. I bumped into a sinus infection. So going into that year of 2016, I had a sinus infection. They were treating me with a lot of antibiotics, and I'll post all the antibiotics that I took here. And it was one antibiotic after another because I guess they were trying to see if maybe by taking those antibiotics, my sinus infection would go away and it wouldn't need anything more than that. Well, the case was that towards the end of that whole year, so I took antibiotics for over a year, it didn't do anything for me. So after that, I was taking all these antibiotics, and my flare-ups were they were bad still, but they weren't as bad. Like, they were there, they really didn't bug me, but I still had them going on. And maybe I just wasn't getting really annoyed by them just because of the fact that I had that other problem, which it did have to lead into surgery in November. And I had to take medicine again, antibiotics and steroids, and it was just a lot of medicine that I had. So in a way, my bumps that I had going on were kind of like calm with antibiotics. It wasn't as bad. So I remember that my surgery was on November 17, I believe, and then while, you know, coming up Thanksgiving, I remember I just flared up bad, and I have pictures of that, and I'm going to include pictures in everything that I'm talking about because I feel like you guys can get a better picture by looking at how my face was rather than just saying, I'm clear now. I had acne. Like, I want you guys to see what I went through, and in each picture, I could see how sad my face looked, my eyes, you know, just not sleeping, the way that I felt inside. It was just a horrible time of my life. And I feel like it just ruined a lot of things for me and a lot of relationships, and it was just a bad time. So like I said, I will include pictures here. So like I was talking about, during Thanksgiving, I had like a rash type. It was like all over my face. It was small little bumps. I was very, very sad that day that I had that on my face, that I couldn't enjoy. That day I stayed home, and luckily, like, my parents, we, you know, threw Thanksgiving here at home, and it was mostly just us because I just didn't want to go out. I didn't want anybody seeing my face the way it was. I didn't feel comfortable. And I remember that even that day my boyfriend did come over, and I didn't want him to see me like that because I didn't like what I was looking at the mirror. I felt like I looked like a monster. Like, I couldn't see myself, and I knew that I packed on so much makeup because I thought, this is gonna make me look better. This is gonna help me so that I don't feel so embarrassed at the way that my skin looks. And I felt really bad about myself, you know? And that happened. 2017 came in, and it's like my acne came with like a vengeance. And I will put pictures here of my acne in 2017. It was worse. I didn't know that it was gonna get that bad. Like, I had no idea how to control it. I've always been the type of girl that I like doing, you know, facials and going to Lush and getting all these products and taking care of my skin. I used to love playing with makeup. Even though I'm no makeup guru, I used to like messing with makeup because I just used to get inspired with all these people online. And I never dealt with acne back in high school. If I did, it was just one or two. So this was just a completely new experience for me. So, like I said, 2017, everything came with a vengeance. I started falling into a depression because I did not know how to get rid of these stubborn bumps. I was just feeling so horrible about myself. I went to my primary doctor again. He told me just don't worry about it. You know, he told me some masks to try out, and it just was not working for me. And I even mentioned that I was getting depressed from it, and he said, just, you know, it's your stress, like, just don't worry. My mom did get in contact with another doctor from Mexico City, and he sent me some stuff. It was like a drink, because he was like a naturopath. So he sent me this drink, he sent me like this board for my hormones to place my feet, and it was like kind of to put pressure on those points. He sent me some mask. I tried it and it just was not working. And like I said, I was desperate. I didn't even know what the heck I was drinking, but I took it because I figured maybe this is gonna help me. And I was just so desperate that I just wanted to try everything and anything that would clear my face. After that, I ended up going to a naturopath. And this naturopath, like, I feel like I didn't make a connection with him. Like, he didn't really understand me. He did the whole blood draw. He gave me all these different like supplements, and I took all of those, and I felt like, okay, like this is maybe my answer. And I took it with faith, and again, my face was not clearing. And I don't feel like he really understood about my hormone imbalance, because he kept saying that, you know, it's like your hormones, you can never get the exact number, because it's like if there's a deer jumping and you're trying to take a picture, that you are not going to get the accurate picture because your hormones are never accurate. And he says that, you know, that testing your hormones is kind of like a bunch of BS, because you're never going to get the true numbers. And I don't know, he just confused me, to be honest with you. He did do a blood draw, and that blood draw was to see my food sensitivity that I had. And I figured, well, maybe I am allergic to things. Something that I always felt was that I was like lactose intolerant. So I kind of knew that already. But I did consume dairy, which like cheese, ice cream, and all of that. But I did learn some of those food sensitivities that I had. And I thought maybe this was like a clue. So I did try to avoid those things. But I kind of didn't really see any difference in my face. I kept getting them really, really bad. So I ended up going back to my primary doctor. I talked to him. I said, hey, like, this is not going away. I'm taking that medication you gave me, which with that medication, I used to get stomach aches, and I just did not feel that great. I used to get heart palpitations, and I don't know if it's just the idea that you're taking a blood pressure medication, but I did have another doctor ask me if I had palpitations with that medicine, with the spironolactone. And I went back to my primary doctor. He told me, you know what, we're gonna do other exams. So they did all those female exams, and everything came out good, because he told me that everything was good. And when it comes, you know, you ladies, sorry for the guys that watch this, but Tom, as you ladies know, mine has always been good. Every month, I get it, whatever. But I did not know that my days apart are just too long. And I usually hit around 38 days when it should be 28 days. And that's something that I'm working on. And I got those tests done. He told me everything looked fine, everything was good. But he wanted to send me to an endocrinologist so she could calm, you know, my acne that was going on. So he wanted to send me to the endocrinologist. He wanted to send me to a dermatologist because he knew that I wanted to clear my face. And he wanted to help me out, so he sent me to these two people. First person I went to was a dermatologist. And let me just tell you, it was the worst experience of my life. I went in there, I had high hopes. I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna get some cream, I'm gonna get some type of medicine. This is gonna go away. She called me in. She looked at my face, and when I mean by look, she just sat across from me, across the room. She didn't even get close to me. She didn't even put a light to look at my skin to see what type of acne I might have had. She just sat down and she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna up your medicine. The doctor that, my primary doctor gave me is spironolactone. She upped it to 50 milligrams. She asked me if I had heart palpitations. I pretty much lied and I said no because I was desperate, like I said. So she gave me a higher dosage when it came to that medicine. She gave me a retina A, which my doctor before, I forgot to mention, he had gave me one, so she gave me one that was a little higher. So she gave me that medicine and she gave me the retina A, and I swear I was out of that office maybe like in 5 minutes. It was just an in and out, and like I said, I don't feel like she really talked to me about what it looked like. So whatever, I was very disappointed. I was angry leaving there. I just wanted answers, I guess. So my next appointment that I had was with the endocrinologist, and when I was researching, I had found out about PCOS, about how having high testosterone can mean that you have PCOS, which PCOS can be infertility, and you can have all these other symptoms, which I was experiencing because I was having hair loss because my hair was always very thick, and I'm still having hair loss, and I don't know sometimes if it's because of stress. I don't know if it's because I did get my hair dyed, and as you guys can see, hopefully you guys can see, I have like some kind of brownish on the bottom. When I got my hair done, the girl pretty much fried my hair. That's why I had to cut it short, and I'm waiting for it to grow out to cut off these ends, because I don't know if the chemicals damaged my hair. So I was having hair loss, I was having insomnia, I was not feeling good when it came to my stomach. It was a lot of bloating, and not just that, but you will not believe how hormones can mess with your emotions. That was something that I had never dealt with, and I just didn't know what was going on. So I went to the endocrinologist. Like I said, I had read all the symptoms about PCOS. I had a lot of those symptoms, and I was really worried about it. I just didn't want to have anything like that. And I wanted to ask her right away if I had PCOS or if I was good, because my primary doctor had told me, no, you do not have it because of my test results. So when she walked in, I said, so I don't have PCOS, right? Because my results came back good. She looked at me and she said, no, you do have PCOS. And my heart dropped because just the way that she told me, and she just didn't seem like a very caring person. So it just wasn't really a good experience there. She ended up giving me birth control, and I forgot to mention this, but my doctor had also gave me birth control. So she ended up giving me Ocella, and I thought to myself, well, I might as well just try this. So I was taking Ocella, and also I took that for a month actually, and I was using the retina A and the spironolactone that the dermatologist gave me, and my skin looked horrible. Like, yeah, my bumps at times would go away, but I felt like I had so many dry patches. My face looked so dull. It just looked horrible. It just didn't look good still. I was still having flare-ups, and it was just making me very depressed, and it just was not working out. So I was taking Ocella for a month, and I was not feeling too good for my stomach. It was causing me like insomnia. I don't know, I just wasn't having a good time. And like I said, I was having my hair fall out. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I did not have any control of my body. So I ended up finding another like naturopath. It was a compound healthy place, and I went over there, and the girl was like, yes, I'm gonna help you. I've been through hormone imbalance, and I'm gonna help you get fixed. I know how you get desperate. So she talked a really high game, and when it came down, paid money, and it's ridiculous sometimes how much they charge. And I talked to her, I gave her all my symptoms and this and that, and she said she was going to keep in contact with me, and it was more like I had to keep in contact with her, because if not, she would not have called or reached out to help me. So she pretty much told me about Vitex, and it was something that I had told her I already knew about that, and it wasn't working because like I was even trying different supplements on my own to see if maybe that would help, and I tried so many different supplements from zinc to vitamin A, C. I tried everything. Magnesium. I tried just everything. I looked up on Google. I looked at people's YouTube videos. I just looked at everything. So I bought all these supplements and I would try them, and it just wasn't doing anything. And I'm not saying I tried it for just a day or two. I tried it for a long period of time, and it just was not doing anything. So she pretty much like talked a high game, and she did not help me. She did not call me. She just pretty much kept the money, and that was it. Never heard anything else from her, and it was very disappointing. And it's crazy because she says she's very educated when it came to hormones, and she said, oh yeah, you know, come and have, I usually have different types of cheeses and wine, and those are two things that you should be avoiding when you have hormone imbalance. And it was just a bad experience. It was a waste of money, and it was another letdown for me. And I would get really depressed because I felt like nobody was going to understand me. Nobody was going to help me. So she had talked about metformin when I was there, and I hope I'm saying that right. It's a diabetic medicine, and I will put the name down below here. And it helps lower your sugar levels because if you have PCOS, it can higher your insulin resistance. So, like I said, the whole PCOS thing just freaked me out. I ended up going to my primary doctor because in order to get that medicine, I would have to get it from him. I went in there, I told him kind of like what she kind of hinted me about, and he told me, she's crazy. No, that will cause another problem for you. It will only drop your sugar levels, and that's something that you're gonna have to be worried about, so I'm not giving you that. And he was very upset because he did not want me on that medicine. And he said, she's crazy, don't go back. You do not need that. He's like, just don't stress. And again, he told me to use that same mask. You know, it's kind of like a home remedy. And it, like I said, that wasn't working for me. That wasn't enough for me. So I went through all these doctors, and you know, I was trying to find answers, trying to find someone to help me through this. And like I said, I was just falling very deep into depression. I took matters in my own hands, and I said, okay, nobody's helping me. I'm gonna help myself. I'm gonna try to figure this out. I got a bunch of different masks. I tried a bunch of products for my acne that I found off the shelf. I went into Mexico and got stuff from over there, which I did find a product that helps, and I am going to share that in my next video because I do want to give a giveaway because that's something that really helped me. And another thing that I noticed was I had a lot of weight gain, and that's another sign of hormone imbalance. So I told myself, that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start by losing weight because that's going to level out my hormones. That's going to fix my hormones. That's what I thought in my mind because I had never been heavy, and I was like, this is what made my face flare up. This is the problem. So I ended up working out at home, and you know, I started lifting weights, getting on elliptical, and I was trying very hard to eat, you know, somewhat healthy. I'm not saying I cut off everything, but I was trying to eat a little bit healthier. I ended up getting the courage into joining a gym, and let me tell you, sometimes it was hard to go because I didn't want anybody to see my face. I always went in the evenings. I would cover my face with tons of makeup, and sometimes I would sit outside and cry because I didn't want to go in. I was embarrassed. And in the gym, there's mirrors everywhere on the walls, and it was just hard looking at my face because I didn't see that girl that I knew anymore. And it was just making me feel really sad and down because I wasn't happy with myself. So that's something that I tried, was going to the gym, and it just wasn't working out. Like I said, most of the time I guess I stayed home because I didn't want anybody to see my face, and I didn't want to see family members, and I just wanted to kind of back off from everyone, from friends. The only person I would really hang out with was with my boyfriend, because when I was with him, it always felt like I wasn't thinking about my issue. But there was times that I was embarrassed, and sometimes I really didn't tell him. You know, sometimes we would be out in public, and I'd use the restroom and walk out and look at the mirror, and sometimes I wanted to break down right then and there because I wasn't happy of just what I was going through, I guess. It just became very overwhelming. And I would hang out with him, and as soon as he would leave, I would take off my makeup and just cry. And I always wanted to make it seem like I was okay, but inside it was taking a toll on me, because I didn't know how to control what I was going through with my body and just my emotions. It was just a hard time because I felt like nobody really understood me. So I was dealing with that, but I didn't give up. I kept researching, looking at people's videos, and I kept just researching until I found a naturopath. And this was in 2018, and it was in February. And I felt like he was my blessing in disguise, the way that I found him, which was on YouTube. And I ended up contacting him because I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to help me, since we do not live near each other. And he told me he can do it online. So I ended up doing, face-to-face, kind of like a Skype thing, I guess you would say. And we would talk, and he sent me the supplements that I needed and my plan of foods and what I needed to eat, and I started doing that. I thought it was going to be a quick fix, but I knew that it wasn't going to be like that. I knew it was going to take time. So yeah, my depression was still there. It was still lingering because I was still having flare-ups. And sometimes it really didn't help when people would tell me, oh, like, how many bumps do you have? Or why don't you put this on your face? Or why don't you put that? And it's made me feel bad because I've tried everything, and I always try to clean my face and put mask. I've always tried to be high maintenance when it came to that. And I felt like sometimes people made it seem like, oh, you should clean your face with this, like, if I didn't try. And I just didn't feel good hearing some stuff, and sometimes I felt like people were staring at me. And it's kind of weird because I see people with acne and I don't think anything different from them, but I guess we are our own critics. I think other people might look at me and be like, this girl's fine, but for me, I'm my own critic, because I'm like, this is not me. And like I said, going back to my story, I ended up taking all these supplements, and I've been taking them, eating healthy, drinking water, and what I can tell you is it's progress. It's a progress that you have to wait, be consistent, because it takes time. So I kept doing that, and I'm still on the same thing, and as you guys can see, my face is a lot clearer. I feel so much better about myself. I'm able to put makeup on and finally look in the mirrors, because at times when I would go to the bathroom to either wash my face, brush my teeth, I just would look down because I did not want to look at the mirror. When I would go in my room, I would avoid my mirror. I felt like that used to stress me out more by looking at the mirrors. So I figured I'm just not going to look at myself. And sometimes it was better. My days went better not looking in the mirrors, and I wasn't focused on that acne. And let me tell you guys something. This is my biggest tip. And I see a lot of people that do this at times. Popping pimples. Please do not do that. That's just not good for your face. When you pop that, you're making all of that bacteria that's in those pimples come out, and it's getting all over your skin, and it's just going to create more issues, more pimples for you, and it's not going to make the situation better. Just wait until it naturally goes down on its own. Do not pick at it, because something that people don't understand is that when you have acne, that's one issue. But then you have acne scars, and that sometimes can be an issue for a person. They can go from acne and then having scarring, and sometimes some people lose their confidence even with scarring. Because I know for myself, when sometimes my pimples would go down, my texture in my skin did not look smooth. It looked very, just like I had bumps and indentions, and that also can cause you depression. So do not pop your pimples. Let them go away naturally. You do not want to go from one problem to another problem. And something that I'm thankful for, yes, I do have scarring, and I am going to take care of it, and maybe I'll take you on that adventure with me and getting that fixed. But I'm thankful at the same time that it's not as bad as I've seen some other people that what they have gone through. Because why? I never picked at mine. The reason I might have got scarring is because my hormones, the way that my acne was coming out, it wasn't just once in a while or one pimple or two. it was pimples all the time. So it always came up in the same places, and that damages your collagen, because I had cystic acne, and cystic acne are those big old lumps that come out in the bottom of your skin. That damages your collagen. I had some that looked like rash, and I'm gonna put all the different types that I had here. Some of them looked like rash, some of them were whiteheads, some of them were itchy, some of them were inflamed, some of them, I just had different effects with all of them. I had different type of acne, and I'm thankful that my skin, like, I think it's been about 2 months, or, well, just to be completely honest, this month has been my best month that my skin has cleared, and it feels so good going to bed not having to worry about putting medicine on my face. Before, I used to have a bunch of like pink dots and medicine all over my face, because that was my routine. Every routine was looking at my face and putting medicine, because I felt like maybe tomorrow my face will look better, maybe it'll look somewhat better. So that was my routine. I always had to do that. And now I'm thankful that I can just wash my face and just go to bed. I don't have to worry about putting anything. And it has felt so good being able to say that and to do that again. Another thing that I feel very grateful is, like the shirt that I'm wearing right now. I could never wear this before. I used to have acne all over on my chest here, and I will insert a picture. The only picture I didn't really take much of is my shoulders. I used to always have acne on my shoulders, and it was so weird. It was mostly on this side. And then I had acne all on my back, so I could never wear shirts like this because I never felt comfortable, because I had acne here, my back, shoulders, and my face. And it just, you know, it feels good being able to say that I've cured this naturally with foods and with exercise. And I just feel a lot better. Another thing that I would suggest you guys to do is document your skin. Even though it might hurt looking at those pictures, document it. Because you can always look back, okay, what was I doing here? Why does it look better? I know sometimes it hurts having those pictures and looking back at it, because I know for me it did. But now it feels so good to look at where I started and where I'm at now. And I'm like, wow, what a difference. Like, I'm beating it. Like, I beat acne, and it felt good. I did feel sorry for my old self, because I know how I felt, and just the way that, you know, having those things, how they hurt, how they itched, and just how they make you feel inside. Like, document your skin. Trust me, like, it's gonna help you. You're gonna know kind of like what helped, what didn't, and it's just a good way to just kind of help yourself with those pictures. Get support. Get support. That's very, very important. Don't hold in your feelings. I know that, you know, it's better said than done, but try to do little things. I know for me, something that I enjoy is baking. That's always been my thing. And I like watching YouTube videos. So do little things. Just try to get your mind off, you know, get people that are supportive, people that, you know, listen to you and hear you out, even if you repeat yourself 100 times. Like, get people that are gonna listen to you, so you don't have to swallow those feelings down, because it causes depression. Sometimes you have to let people in so that they know what you're going through. Because I know it's a hard, bumpy road, no pun intended, but, you know, you're gonna get over it. It's gonna get better, and it just takes time. It takes time. But just remember that there's always a rainbow after a storm, and just stay strong, and just don't give up. Don't give up. Sometimes doctors make mistakes, you know, so don't give up. And before I end this video, I have my naturopath that I'm with now told me I do not have PCOS. Yes, I might have the symptoms, but it's just because you can have the symptoms of PCOS and just have a hormone imbalance. So far so good. I do have to fix, like I said, when it comes to Tom, but, you know I have to calm my stress and work with those things, and it won't lead into PCOS. So ladies, don't always, you know, give in. Research, find somebody that's going to help you. because that person is out there. I do want to do a giveaway of a product that I got from Mexico that really helped my skin, and I feel like my acne was going down faster with with that medication, because I would put it and sometimes it was gone the next day. Also, I am planning on doing something for my scarring. I did get banished, and no way was I sponsored. I did not contact the company. They did not give it to me for free. I do not have to talk good about it if I don't want to. This is purchased with my own money, and I want to give my own thoughts. I do want to document my scarring, because I do have a lot of like, it's kind of like discoloration, and I do have some scars that are a little deep. I don't know if you guys can really tell. So I am gonna document that. I do want to do a whole banish like kind of video to see if that really helped me and give you guys my 100% honest truth. So if you guys are interested in that, then give me a thumbs up, let me know down below. I really hope that this wasn't too long. It's just that I can talk about this forever, just because I know how it feels and I feel for you. So thank you guys for watching my video. Make sure to comment, hit the subscribe button, and like the video. Let me know, if you guys have any questions. I answer back to everyone, so just let me know. And like I said, do not give up. It's gonna get better. And talk to you guys soon.